Hi Capricorn, this is Trudy with Virtual Tarot. I'm going to do a 4-card spread love reading for you for the month of November. And here we go. The first card to come up for you is the 5 of Swords. Interestingly enough, Gemini also received this card. This is the card of conflict. Now within relationship or within the month, you may experience some static. It's kind of like you just keep crossing swords with people, and you might feel a little bit conflicted inside. This is, again, just static coming your way. You're feeling a little bit frenetic, perhaps, and things bother you a bit. And when we see a 5, when we're learning to read tarot or numerology, if we're studying numerology, 5s usually represent that. It's sort of the tipping point. And so whichever way you decide to go, is really defined by this moment in time and how you deal with this conflict. The good thing about conflict is it does bring about resolution, and we do learn things about the people who we share our relationships with. We do learn where their boundaries are, and that's something else that you might want to be aware of. Where are your boundaries, and how are you willing to bend? How much are you willing to bend, should we say? And, you know, not until you snap, of course, but there is always some bend. So if someone, again, as we had mentioned to Gemini, sticks their finger in your chest, best thing to do is to retreat. There is no winner within this situation. This is just a conflict, which sometimes we all encounter these conflicts. They just are. And so there are points in time, for instance, where we're not going to agree. And that's because of our value systems. That's how we were brought up. Or it's just two people coming together and bringing their life experience. Sometimes that life experience just sort of hits a wall. Which would be the other person. So just relax. It's really going to be okay. So that's what I'm hearing here. The other thing I was hearing for Gemini and now for Capricorn is take a walk in the other person's shoes. Give yourself a little bit of time to see what they're going through and empathize. And if you do, you're going to come away feeling a lot better. I do want to say that I feel like some of our Capricorns are a little stumped this month in relationship. They're not exactly sure how to proceed. They want it to work, but then again, they're, which is unusual for a Capricorn, dealing with someone within relationship who they may have never actually encountered before, this type of person. And so they're a little bit befuddled. That will work itself out, I do believe. As we read the rest of these cards, we will see exactly how. There is some inner conflict going on here as well. Not exactly sure what is happening within this situation. So if you're dating and you're with somebody and this is a new relationship, there may be something going on in the back of your mind that is telling you that that you've reached an impasse here with this person, and if there isn't some type of resolution, it may be easier to walk away. And so I'm just putting that out there for some of our Capricorns. If you are in relationship already with somebody, you may feel as if you're just sort of at a sticking point. And so let's see what happens for you. The next card to come up is the High Priestess. And she's reversed, and so that's in the position of challenge. Basically, not listening to your intuition, or there's something that you don't know that's maybe driving this entire frustration with this person, because you feel as if there's stuff you need to know in order to move forward. You might want to have a conversation with the person and ask them some pointed questions. If you do have a concern that they are keeping things from you, then maybe just a pointed, direct conversation is the way to go, without sort of trying to win at anything. This is just information that you need to sort of resolve this inner conflict that is going on within you. Also, for some of our Capricorns, it seems as if they're a little bit out of touch with their higher purpose at this point. Maybe because they're trying to navigate a little bit the rules of encounter here. How do I engage with this person? How am I to get to the next level? And that is often very distracting. And so anything that would have to do with listening to inner conflict, inner knowledge, you may be glossing over that a little bit. And so pull yourself back and review to make sure that whatever you're encountering within relationship is in alignment with your values, because that is going to become very important for you this month. The next card is the Lovers. We have the Lovers reversed. And so a decision has been made. Now, this does not mean that there is a breakup happening here. It only means that we're learning something within relationship that will change the way we're dealing with the other person. So, for instance, if this conflict occurs, you are going to mirror the conflict within the eyes of the other person. You're going to mirror back to them how you see them. And that is going to define this Lovers card. Very interesting reading for Capricorn. It could mean that some of you may have a quick breakup because of this conflict. That's a possibility. It can also mean that you change the relationship so that instead of seeing the other person as the person who would complete you, you realize that you need to be whole within yourself to come back together again. And I'm hearing some of that as well. There's again a bit of a secret, and this secret is going to which is the High Priestess. The secret's going to change the way you relate to one another, and that again can be a good thing. So try not to walk away from the relationship as sort of a winner take all. The winner take all mentality never works, and you may be walking away from a valuable relationship simply because you're not sure as to what your next move is. Going back to that Lovers card, I want to say again, the Lovers is a very interesting card. You have two people who are totally naked standing in front of each other, which really nudity has more to do with self-knowledge. And so in full knowledge of one another, you sort of take it to the next level. She's looking at the angel, he's looking at her. So the guidance comes from the female or the female aspects of the relationship. Now turned around, this can possibly say that you become the leader within relationship if you are a male, or you follow the male aspects of the relationship if you are the female. It kind of turns the relationship on its head, and there is a possibility that our females have been leading the relationship and now suddenly the power shifts to the male. There are always these checks and balances within relationship, and so that is a possibility for Capricorn. Now, if the balance of power shifts, again, try not to take that attitude of winner takes all. or I'm in control, I'm in the driver's seat. Try not to do that, because then the balance is completely off, and we don't want that. Within relationship, we support and we love one another, hopefully unconditionally, and that's really what helps a relationship to take off. Next card. It's kind of a cool card. This card at the end of it can mean that you're being overly defensive within the relationship, but it also can mean you let your guard down. And I like this card. It is the Seven of Rods, or the Seven of Wands. And so you can see the card. This guy, he's kind of like, hey, you're not going to tell me what to do. I know how this should go down, and I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Well, in the reverse, it's kind of like he steps back and exhales and allows himself or herself to be open, vulnerable, and to take in another person's point of view. And this seems to be pretty valuable to you this month. Now, as secrets are learned within relationship, that high priestess, something is found out that could put your relationship in jeopardy. It could have you questioning one another. It could have you looking at your partner or lover in a different light. However, this does say there's that moment in time at the end of the month where you both lay down your weapons and you have a chat. You let the other person in and you communicate. And I'm hearing that that could happen for a lot of you. Now, if this isn't resonating with you, Capricorn, make sure you watch your moon and your Venus, because those are your relationship houses, and that those readings will actually maybe speak louder to you than this reading. But if you have Capricorn in your moon or Venus, this could very well be taking place right now within your life. And again, I wanted to finish up with, if you are, these are some pretty interesting cards, looking for love and you're a Capricorn right now. Again, this card says that you may have a winner takes all mentality, or you may feel as if you can't move ahead because you're kind of stuck. You're stuck because you can't win. You keep running into these situations with people who have value systems that are not congruent with your value system, and so you're sort of between a rock and a hard place. Or you might find yourself in a situation where you can't break up with somebody for some reason, and that's kind of got you stuck as well. But if you are in that situation, something will be revealed to you. Now, we have this high priestess again in the position of challenge reverse. So there's something that you don't know right now, but that will be revealed to you mid-month. Could be a secret, could be that this person perhaps even is not telling you some things that would turn this relationship on its head, as this lover's card reversed predicts. Now, whatever those secrets are, I'm hearing, I don't believe that this person is maliciously holding this back. But this could move the relationship from sort of a static position into a decision, sort of a fork in the road. There's a fork in the road that is going to come up. If you're looking for love, there's a fork in the road where you're going to make that turn. And for some reason, this reading really relates more to someone who is already in relationship. But if you're not and you're dating, you could have, or you could experience mid-month a relationship or a possible relationship that is karmic and perhaps even very important, but you're not quite lining it up yet for some reason, and you're looking out over the horizon, and you see this person and they're almost perfect, but there's just this one thing or a couple of things that keeps the relationship from moving forward. And so at the end of the month, what is this, where are we at this point? Well, it's either defenses up or defenses down. Fences up, fences down. Are you going to let this person in? I guess that's the big question. They're not perfect. Maybe that was the fantasy. They are, I believe, a very important person for your personal growth. And I do also believe that you may have met your soulmate. However, your paths are not exactly straightforward, I guess. Your path is going this way and their path's going that way a little bit. So how do you get those two people walking in the same direction? And that requires letting your defenses down, sharing all the information, asking questions, communicating honestly, and not getting into a situation where you're pushing them into the corner. You don't want to push this person, your love interest, into the corner because they'll retreat. And you don't want to create a situation that's where there's conflict and where the other person feels that they've been beaten. So this is not a situation that's going to work itself out right away, but by the end of the month, with some good insight from this reading, and also just staying in touch with your higher self as you learn these things, as this information becomes more apparent to you, and you let your guard down, you're going to see this person in a new light. The balance of power is probably going to shift, but that's okay. This is, again, a karmic relationship, something that is very important, and it's going to take you on a whole new ride. It's a whole new way of life, Capricorn, and it's definitely not perfect, but it's good. So anyway, that said, thanks for tuning in. I will be here next month, in the month of December, but if you would like a private and personal reading and you want to know more about what's going on with this karmic soulmate twin flame relationship, how to get it on track, how to sort of get through the bumps and hurdles of the month, please purchase a love reading or even an emergency reading, and I'll get to the heart of the issue with you and for you much more quickly, much more with of course descriptive information and also solutions from spirit as to how to best maneuver your way through the month, through your love life. So do that, or if you would like a donation-based reading, go to the site. You can purchase or order one on the homepage. If you have already signed up to become a donation-based reader, please go back into your profile, include your email address, because there's no way any of us can get in touch with you unless we have contact information. It doesn't automatically pop up, unfortunately, through the program that has been built that you're using, the interface. So please do that. And then the last thing I want to mention, if you would like higher spiritual counsel on this reading, that will be available as well via Vimeo and at Major Arcana only, so you can get a little bit of more insight into the month and as to what's happening with your sign within love and life. So thank you, Capricorn. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the month of December. And until then, stay calm. Namaste.